Hello, everybody. Meg's coming over.
Now it really sounds like Sesame Street.
Meg's
coming over.
Meg. See, no one got it. Because now we're in there. Hello, everybody. I got to say it again because I don't think it got it.
They might get it twice, and
They
that's
might.
not so bad.
How wonderful would that be for
How
them?
wonderful would that be?
I know. Hi, guys. How you doing?
Hello.
All right.
I'm going to keep you entertained like normal while Rachel pulls up the announcements on the other screen.
I actually read the stuff this week.
Oh.
Well, I didn't actually read what Shelley wrote. I read the links this time, so at least
Then you know
I
about them.
saw the links.
Good.
Yeah,
You
I
can
feel
deliver
pretty good
some
about
good
that.
news. I want to say, Shelley has been telling us for, 6 months now,
For
maybe.
the beginning of time. I don't know what you're going to say, but
That-
it's probably true.
She's like, I'm really sorry, there's not a lot of good news. I actually read through some news this morning, and there wasn't one damn thing on there that was good news. Not one. I read through I read some of the articles, but read through 20, probably, headlines. Local, national, international. Nothing was good news. Shame on you, world news media assholes! That's from Shelley and me. Hi, Susan.
Hey, how's it going? All right, so Wednesday, it's Wednesday Live. We just released, Shelley just released our latest
It sounds like you just said we just released Shelley.
into the wild.
Oh no, like let her go.
Oh no, that's such HR talk. Nobody talks like that.
Yeah, it's business people talk like that. You've been released.
Yeah, right. That does sound pretty bad. No, Shelley's still with us, gainfully employed with Rose Crew. However, she did release our latest episode of How
The hell?
Did I Get Here, which I still love the name of. It makes me smile every damn time I hear it. Evan Headley, who is part of the Duckworth clothing franchise or company or awesome stuff. They raise the wool. They have the garments made in the U.S. and then they ship it back out of Montana. So super cool, vertically integrated into the U.S. All U.S. companies, like really awesome and inspiring.
Yes,
So,
their tagline, or sort of one of their taglines, is sheep to shelf, which is my
love.
favorite.
I know, so clever, super
Yeah.
great. So check out their website, duckworthco.com. I need to buy some stuff. I was checking it out yesterday, so.
Yeah. Also, I will say, when you listen to the podcast, you're gonna be like, that is not at all the story I expected to hear out of some
I know,
sheep
right?
farmer in
Surprise.
Montana. So,
Yeah.
oh, sheep rancher. That's what we. I know, but cattle. I didn't know sheep. I always called them sheep farmers. Sorry, sheep ranchers.
Like cattle ranchers.
Yeah.
They don't want to be called farmers either.
Why? Yeah.
So, kind of makes sense.
Okay, make sure to register for our upcoming Leading with Confidence
Oh, yeah, this will
four-part
be fun.
virtual learning series.
Because that starts next week, right?
Yep.
Yay! That starts next week.
This is sponsored by the folks at Elevate Rapid City. Courses are certified for SHRM and CPE credit, and they are $25 per class. You can consume them, buy them individually, or you can pay $90 to get all four and get a little bit of a discount. Rachel's
Yeah.
doing 2, I'm doing 2.
Or tag team in it. I was going to say something about that. I forget. Oh, I did want to mention about the podcast or our audio show. Because we don't have a podcast, we have an audio show.
Oh,
Because we don't do things the way everyone else does. Don't
Okay.
you remember when we decided that we weren't going to have a podcast? You don't remember?
why it started being called a podcast, so I just went along. I don't have time.
I didn't really even notice the words.
I don't have time to not
audio show.
assimilate
I know.
in some of these ways.
Well, the
so I
cool
just
thing
go along.
is that it's on iTunes. So literally, I have our little picture shows up on my iTunes saying, I got an announcement yesterday on my phone that said, a new episode available to listen, and here's the little faces. And so I literally just listened to all of them while I was in the garden or whatever, and I was like, this is a little crazy. It's just a little crazy.
For you non-Mac users, there's also on Pandora and
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio, Buzzspot, Spotify,
Everywhere.
Google Cast.
So, How the Hell Did I Get Here show is what you're looking for. There are a couple How the Hells out there for other things, but ours is the only one by that name specifically. So anyway, terribly exciting. on the first, I don't know, we got like 50 downloads like the day after it went out there, so it was pretty fun. All right, so on the 8th of September, oh yeah, the very first part of that leadership series that Meg was referring to is Misfit, figuring out those colleague disconnects that make work hard. That is 8th of September, so the first one is next Tuesday, and that's the topic for the very first one, so go check that out. Oh, wait, we got more details. What you'll learn. Am I doing this one, or is Meg doing this one?
What?
I'm doing it. Awesome. I wasn't sure. So this is mine. Tactically, individuals can use information and tools with every client and colleague to reduce friction, make situations less awkward, to decrease the time spent on solving people problems, and increase engagement and empowerment across the organization. So if you've ever felt misfit, I have, you should definitely tune in and get some tools and skills that you can use every day.
All right, what events are you attending in the remainder of 2020? If you think they would have value for our group, please put the links in the information in our feed. We would love to have them. Probably things that are of business nature. Just throwing that out there.
Please.
This is not a place to promote your Zaya clothes or Mary Kay or whatever other hobbies or jobs work that you have.
Business.
So any other trainings or certifications that you are doing, interested in, LinkedIn Lives or Facebook Lives you're watching for value of growing business and perspective in professional development, please include them on our page.
All right. Now that you got those rules.
Yeah, we're having those rules.
I like it. I like the rules. I'm going to do the quote.
All right, so quote of the day. Managing a team through change and transitions means mastering the art of closing the gate or reaching points of no return. Boy, I've had a lot of conversations about this week.
I know. Let's close the gate on this.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
Do we really have to keep this gate open? Because I don't want to.
Yeah. Weekly writing prompt. What do you want your legacy to be?
Man, that is big. What do you want your legacy to be? Since we're asking these nice people.
Oh, my primary legacy is to really have raised good people, my kids. Mm-hmm. From a professional perspective, it's to that anyone who I ever work with found value in working with me, even if the whatever didn't turn out the best or whatever, just that they found even the tiniest bit of value in working with me, that I brought value to them.
Very nice. Mine would be in the business world that we change the way business gets done.
All right.
That's mine.
Do we not have any questions this week?
I don't know. They're in there. They're this one.
Oh, in the
news. So
different.
this CEO article. Are you posting the links, or do you want me to? Okay, Shelly's posting links. So this article at CEO Magazine is basically talking about companies and the companies with the good cultures are being more successful even during COVID. And the thing that I heard early on, I think our buddy Bill from San Francisco mentioned it to me. He said that COVID is to businesses like it is to people. If you had an underlying condition, i.e. you had crappy culture or bad processes, COVID is just making it worse. And same with humans, right? If you have an underlying medical condition, then COVID can be disastrous. So same idea, like the companies that have underlying issues are like really, really having a mess on their hands right now. So the article basically goes along to say how important culture is and how, basically that even though culture has been proven, good culture has been proven to make better companies more money, people still don't have enough attention to it. So, and I think that's probably true.
Yeah. Well, I think that companies don't pay attention to it the most when they should the most. Like, you should really be paying attention to your culture right now, and not managing it ad hoc or hoping that people are doing okay remote working or doing okay coming into the office. You should be very intentional about your culture. But when people get stressed, when any humans get stressed, particularly leaders, they stop focusing on that. And we get a lot of people who say to us, yeah, we just don't really have time to think about that right now. It's like, okay, well, we'll just call you back in 6 months when it's ruined your business.
Right. When
Cheerio.
Yeah, good luck with that. Not fixing the main part of your problem right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's a good point. We've heard that a lot. All right, so what do we got next? What has Rose Group noticed about company views on culture in 2020? Are they paying more attention? Are they more eager to tackle the problems? I think that there's still a lot of misunderstanding about what role culture plays, because some of our clients want to focus only on process and not recognizing that you can have the best process in the world if your people aren't on board, they're not going to do the best process in the world. And so I think it has to be, but of course, if you spend all your time on people and the process stinks, then that's not going to work either. So I think the pendulum tends to swing depending on what company they're in. And I think the balance of it, which is kind of our whole empathy and accountability, is actually done. It's really hard to get that balance right for most companies, I think.
Yeah. And I think, like I just said, I don't think when there's a crisis, people aren't paying as much attention to it, but they're feeling it.
Oh, yeah.
More.
For sure.
And so I think that it seems like for us in 2020, in what we do in helping people through change, we're getting a lot more interest, but then people are still like, gosh, we need this so bad, but we don't have time to do it.
Yeah.
So I think that in 2020, people are feeling it more, but they're not paying attention to it enough or giving it enough time.
Mm-hmm.
So frankly, I think now what we can help companies with has become a necessity instead of, a luxury good.
Yeah, and I also think the trap that they don't understand is that, yes, it takes time now, but it's going to save you time as you move forward. So, yes, we're going to actually talk to your people. We're going to help figure out what's going on. We're going to help you create a structure that's going to help you be successful. But in 6 months or 3 months, you're going to be like, oh my God, things are so much easier. A, because people aren't as stressed. And B, because you've created processes and ways to communicate that are a lot less stressful. So in the end, it's going to save a huge amount of time. It's just, you have to make the time for it when you need it. Otherwise, it's too late.
Yep.
It's too late. We also I talked to a new group that had leadership, a whole new leadership structure. They went away on COVID and decided that their entire leadership structure wasn't working. So they rejiggered everybody and restructured everything while they were out on COVID. And then they can't talk about innovation phase, right? It's like, woof.
For a bunch of chaos tolerant people.
No. This was a very order tolerant industry.
Well, right, but the people who decided to rejigger everything.
Oh, yes, were chaotic.
Yeah.
But putting it on very order tolerant staff. So, and I said, well, okay, great. Very exciting. So, kind of that 6 to 9 month window is when we kind of got to get in there to realign leadership, and because otherwise patterns set in and then you don't have a chance to, it's much harder to change them later. So you got it when your change is happening, that's when you got to kind of roll in it's a lot easier to roll in the culture change when things are already moving. So I'm afraid they're going to wait until things settle down, which means the patterns are already set, and it's going to be a huge amount of work to get them unset. So, anyway.
Negative Ghost Rider. Pattern is full.
Negative Ghost Rider. I just watched that movie. Maybe a week ago. I had watched it with Alex.
Oh. Yikes.
What? It's not a yikes movie. Relative to some other shit? Totally. It's
no,
very
I
tame.
just mean yikes, like a bunch of hot guys. She was probably like...
Right, yeah, she's gone from doing this gross mom kissing to like, how does this work exactly? She's studying it. Yeah, well, there's a lot of, that was the big deal because they were using tongues when they kissed, and this was a huge deal at the time because that was the first movie that had that explicit of a kissing scene. So yeah, and now it's like whatever.
Yeah, that's G-rated.
Right, totally. So I was like, this week was a big deal. I mean, you don't know that, but it was for us. All right, so Ike's Leadership member questions. And so you're free to ask a question. If you have a question, you can put it in the chat box because it'll finally show up for us by the time we get done answering the next question. Let's see. I feel like when I show members of my team grace, other members view me as a weak leader. How do I prevent this?
Well, first I would say there's a whole bunch of assumptions in that statement, so you don't have a damn idea what people are thinking about what you're doing. And that is none of your business, especially not if you're a leader.
Right.
But you might consider if you're feeling like that, you might be giving too much grace. Could be one thing. And another way to find out actually some factual data about what you're thinking is to, ask somebody. Ask your team what they think about about your leadership style. I think the only trap you truly have to worry about when it comes to giving grace as a leader is, are you doing it consistently or not?
Right.
If the answer is or not, then it doesn't really matter what they think. You're probably screwing something up.
Well, if you're giving grace to the same person over and over again, then you're kind of getting walked on. If you're giving grace all the time in every situation, then you're not holding anybody accountable probably. So there is that balance. And frankly, Meg would tell you it's none of their damn business what you're doing with other humans. But as a team person, if it's like, hey, we're adjusting schedules because we now are back in school, and so if you have a problem and you need a schedule adjustment, let me know. That's a better approach for me than to have Meg come to me and I adjust Meg's schedule, but then nobody else gets an adjusted schedule. It feels like I'm giving special treatment to Meg when it's really, if anyone comes to me, I'll help them out. But people don't, that's not how people think. So that might be that just more communication on your part can help sort of tamp down some of that stuff. Not that you want to reveal personal HR sort of issues, but understanding that what you're doing for one is available to everyone is pretty important. So, all right, question number 2. I want to add a COVID-19 protocol policy. Oh, this is definitely your question. To my company handbook. We are a small company, under 10 people. Where can I find support to help me correctly update my handbook?
Department of Labor, dol.gov will give you everything you need about what you can update your policies and protocols with. There's also a new labor law poster that most companies are, in theory, supposed to be hanging around their organization about, how you handle COVID for your employees. So yeah, dol.gov is the best place to look. SHRM, if you don't exactly like the not so flowery language of the government, you can
just the facts, ma'am,
yeah.
stuff.
You can go on SHRM, and there's probably a couple of templates, or if you're looking for it, Google it. I'm sure there's lots and lots of options out there. But whatever you pick, I would definitely check it against Department of Labor.gov regulation so that it is not outside of what is the regulation for the country and or whatever country you're in. Depends on if you're in Canada, that's the Ministry of Labor, I think, or Ministry of People.
Might be Ministry of Regulate. Well, I don't think that.
I don't remember what it's called. And also make sure you check your state policies, because that's where some companies can get in trouble too. So if your state has certain policies about how it's handling COVID or how employers in the state should be handling COVID. So Department of Labor for your state and federal government is the best place to start.
Would you recommend having a COVID-19 policy specific, or should you make it more generic and say, any sort of outbreak or disease outbreak or any special situation that needs CDC or whatever guidance, or would you just say COVID-19 policy and just be specific? Do you think?
If you're a small company, it's one person, probably the owner is updating the handbook.
Right.
So you could just say it's the COVID-19 policy, and then if you ever want to change the title, it's easy for one person to do it.
Go and sort it out.
But yeah, if you're a bigger company, I would say make it a little bit more generic, high level to any sort of pandemic, natural disaster. But if you're a big company, you probably already have that built into your policy anyway. So
Okay. Well, I was just going to share, thank Susan for sharing, that she has a Performance Excellence Network 2020 conference that she'll be attending and participating in. It looks like it's on September 23rd. So just that might be an interesting link for you to check out. Penn is out of Minneapolis, but it has a Black Hills chapter. I think that's active in Sioux Falls too. So be sure to check that out. All right, we have our some good news today.
some good news.
Some good news, despite the scolding of earlier today. You said there was no good news.
Oh, well.
Some good news. Da, 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 da. Sorry, I couldn't help myself.
I got scolded. All right, some good news. I'll do this one because Rachel actually read the other article.
I did.
So, we break ground on our new Rose Group International office building in October.
So excited about that.
That is
Yay!
very. The benefit to us is we won't be able to yell or not yell, but like talk to each other all in one room, which sounds beautiful and glorious and wonderful.
We're actually have to get up, walk around, and come on to the other side. But our offices are going to be freaking amazing.
Yeah.
Gorgeous and wonderful. And they'll have a door.
I wouldn't care if it was a cardboard box at this point, as long as it had a fucking door. Sorry, Shelley. Sorry.
The other thing about the cool thing is that because we've started really doing a lot of training and everything, 100% of everything is virtual now, with the rare exception of a few local events. We are actually going to build in a virtual training room so that Meg or me or whoever can just walk in, plug in their laptop, and they have a camera and a whiteboard and a big giant TV that we can see all your cute faces on, and so we'll have a better environment to actually do virtual training. So, which will also be nice. So we don't have to drag giant pieces of equipment around the office twice a week
And crawl over the couch to get to the bathroom.
That is my favorite. That's my favorite. The crawling over the couch.
Yep, I'm over it.
Yeah, can you tell? Can you tell? We're all over it. And then our last, some good news. So in California, there's some school districts that are on 100% virtual learning. And there was a couple cute little kids sitting outside on the sidewalk of a Taco Bell using the Taco Bell Wi-Fi to do their homework.
Oh, okay.
Because they don't have any Wi-Fi at home or good enough to do their work. So what apparently the school has a hotspot program that they were able to, because it kind of went viral in the region, they were able to get a hotspot from the school and like 130 grand donated from local area. Just nice people wanting to help them out and help them get the infrastructure they needed to be successful in their school. So
Wow.
isn't that nice?
That is nice.
It's really nice. I thought that was a great story. See, good job, Shelley. She found a good story today.
She did. She did. I guess, friendly reminder from the desk of Rose Group International, if you are a United States citizen and if you are not registered to vote, we encourage you to do so. We don't care how you vote. Don't tell us.
No.
Don't tell us.
Don't tell anybody. It's your own damn business.
Yeah.
But go vote.
You should vote.
And
very important.
Vote. Just go vote. Local, regional, state, whatever elections, go vote.
Yes. Now is the time to be getting your registration, making sure it's right. You're registered to vote the way you want to, and that you are registered to vote. If you've just moved into a new area, you have to register. Please vote.
Also, I will just add a note at the end here that if you're looking for ways to work with us or learn more about what we do and how we do it, that there's lots of ways to do it. Our big new exciting one is our Helix online platform. So if you want for like $49, you can get on there, get your culture type, get a little bit of training. You even get into our academy to get some of our additional materials and additional training. With that, so you get just a ton of value for like $49. If you've already done your culture type assessment, you probably haven't seen this version because you get the scatter plot and all of this extra stuff. So be sure to check that out. And then, of course, if you'd like to work with us in some other capacity, reach out to Shelley. anytime, and she can connect you with one of us. I mean, we are getting to be kind of big deals, but we still have time for our people, so.
Shelley put the link to our products page, which is where you can find out everything
All
you
the
need to know
things.
about Helix and our IX packages. So
That's right.
you should check that out because there's really cool stuff in there.
There is. You'll love it.
All right, that's it.
That's
We're
it
done.
from us.
We're done
See
this
ya.
week.
We're so tired we can't even close out the call.
Lead powerfully.
Change the world. Bye, everybody.